the sweet one bliss. Someone flicks me a back body. Say, oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strong, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Green Diamond Boxing, hosted by iBoxing Hub, proudly sponsored by D-Rock. Please check out the clothes on their website if you haven't already. You can add promo code iBoxingHub24 for 40% discount on all their clothing. So please do have a look at that. My name is Aisha and my guest today is professional boxer, current record at 5-0. Middleweight, it's Mohammed SMG Samir. Assalamu alaikum, Mohammed.
Walaikum salam.
How are you?
All good, not bad. Just it's fight week now. Excited to fight on the weekend. But yeah, overall I'm in a good place.
Great.
How about yourself?
Alhamdulillah, all good, man. Just getting on with things, as it is. But yeah, no, really, really good. So just to get started off then, your name, Mohammed SMG Samir. What's the SMG about? Could you just talk to me about what does it what's the abbreviation for, and yeah, where did it come from?
So obviously it's got my initials in it, and also like it's from the gun, the submachine gun. It's from there because I've got rapid hands and powerful hands.
Okay.
So there's like a bit of a similarity. So I was kind of named that when I was younger, so stuck with it.
Okay, so that's something that like your friends came up with, your friends and family.
Yeah, my coaches they kind of like came up with it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's just stuck. So how do people refer to you now? Do they call you SMG, Samir, Sami, Mohammed? What do they refer to you?
Since childhood, like my friends and family and whatever, they've always like called me Sami.
Okay.
And like other people around Peterborough and whatever, they know me as SMG. So like people that are close to me call me Sami, and everyone else just knows me as SMG.
Okay, and you're happy with both? Yeah, you like both?
Yeah, whatever. Literally, whatever you want to call me.
That's great. So you were brought up in Peterborough, and obviously you started boxing at quite a young age. Were you? When did you start?
I started at 13. I started at 13 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
What got you into it? How did you start?
So basically I started in school, secondary school. So I was a bit of a naughty kid at school, and I was, I had a bit of like anger issues and stuff like that, and had a lot of energy too. And what happened is one of my school teachers, my form tutor, and the person that sorts out like bad kids, like I don't know what other people call it, but we called it an SSO.
Right.
Them two got together and they were like, look, we need to sort Sami out. Like we need to get him into something, and because obviously he's like hyperactive and he's got anger issues and whatever. And they go to me, listen, why don't you go to the after school boxing club? And obviously being a kid, I was just like, nah, I ain't doing that. You just kind of gas it up and whatever, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing that, I ain't doing this. But from inside I was like, you know what, I want to do this, like, because I remember watching Amir Khan, and obviously I remember watching him spark people out, like, and I was like, you know what, let me give it a try. So anyways, I went to the session, and on my first boxing session there, the coach came up because we were hitting the pads and stuff, and took me on the pads, and he goes to me, have you ever boxed before? I was like, no, I've never boxed before. And he was like, are you sure? Are you telling the truth and whatever? I was like, 100%, like, I've never boxed before. So he was like, mate, you're really good, and I'm not just like gonna hype you up, you're actually really good. Look at all these kids here, they've been coming for months and years, and you're actually literally better than them or as good as them. And when he said that to me, like, obviously a 13-year-old kid, that like it meant a lot, do you know what I mean? Like, for the first time someone kind of told me like I'm good at something, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of got excited by that. Like, you know, as a kid, like words mean a lot, you know, and I kind of got gassed by that, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'm good at this.
Wow.
So it was literally every Monday after school, and then all of a sudden my behavior changed in
Really?
school because
Your behavior in school?
so because
Wow.
if I misbehaved, I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't allowed to go to the boxing club.
Ah,
So do you get me? Like I
yeah.
started behaving like I started behaving a lot more, and it was every Monday, and literally every other kid, like you'd want the weekend to kind of drag. Do
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? You'd want a long weekend. I used to, on the weekend, I used to be, oh man, needs to go quicker. I want to get to the boxing club.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I started boxing there and whatever. And then the boxing coach had to leave. He was from a different city, and he
Okay.
left, and there was no boxing club no more. And then in Peterborough at that time, there was no amateur boxing clubs or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like to my dad, look, I want to do boxing. Find me a place. I want to do boxing. And I was literally like doing his head in. And we finally found like this place that was doing like boxercise. Do you know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But it'll do. Do you know what I mean? At least
Yeah.
you get something or
Yeah, you can
whatever.
at least hit the back, can't you? If nothing
Yeah,
else.
exactly. So I was like, you know what? I don't mind. Let's just do that. So he took me there. We were boxing, whatever, and then one of the coaches there goes, "Look, why don't you join the Stanford Boxing Club? It's an amateur boxing club.
Oh wow.
You know, you'll do good there and stuff." And I was like, "Why not? I'll join it." So I joined Stanford Boxing Club,
Mm-hmm.
and I started boxing there. That was my first amateur boxing club, and I stayed there actually. Um, so yeah,
Wow.
that's how I got into
So that's
boxing.
how you get into it. So is anyone else in your family into it, or are you the only one?
Nah, literally just me.
Just
Uh,
you? Okay. You got
yeah,
siblings, you got like brothers and sisters and stuff.
yeah, I'm the oldest actually. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
oldest, but like I'm the only one that boxes. The rest are
Okay.
like my younger brother's a lawyer.
Oh, nice.
He's into law and whatever, and then obviously I've got sisters as well. But yeah, I'm the only one that's into boxing. But like fighting that kind of stuff is in my blood
Is
because
it?
I'm
Okay.
from Kashmir,
Yeah.
and like where we're from, back in the days there was a lot of fighting and war and
Mm.
whatever. So like it's in the blood, and we're like from like the mountains,
Oh,
like
right. Okay.
the mountains.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. So how did your parents take it then when you said that you want to box and then that you want to become a professional boxer? Were they quite all right with it, or did they have an issue?
So I remember, yeah. So basically, I was like to my dad, look, I want to do boxing. Yeah. Before I joined that boxercise club, I was like, I want to do boxing. I think I could make it. I could become professional one day and this and that. I was like, I love it, and I want to do it. And my dad goes to me, look, are you sure you want to do it? I was like, 100%. He goes, listen, are you sure? He asked me
Mhm.
like 3 times,
Right.
like, are you sure? Then he's like, look, it's a tough sport. Yeah. If you're going to
Mm.
start, you're going to finish it. Yeah. There's no giving up and there's no quitting. I was like, no problem. Let's do it. I promise you, I won't quit. I won't quit. So, but I was like, all right, no worries. Let's do it. And that's how obviously my dad took it. And then
Okay.
my mom, on the other hand, she's very supportive. Like,
Mm.
she sorts out all my nutrition and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
She does all of that, and but obviously when I told her, she was a bit like boxing because obviously fighting and whatever in it, and
Mm.
she wasn't like really sure about it. But yeah, she wasn't sure about it, but she's been supportive the whole way,
Wow.
proper supportive. So yeah, man, I can't go wrong.
That's really, really lucky that you've had that because not a lot of, I think, especially from our like background and culture and stuff, you
Yeah,
don't really go into, like combat sport a lot. So,
yeah,
and when my mom even just watches me just watching boxing, I'm not actually boxing, I'm just watching it. She's like, why do you like
yeah,
such violent sport? So like, yeah, I think you're really, really lucky that both your parents are on board and really supportive of you.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, it's really good. It makes it easier too. Do you know what I mean? That having, because the sport's hard as it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And having parents that support you
No,
is a nice thing.
absolutely. So who else do you look up to? So I know you spoke about Amir Khan and having seen him. What other boxers have you like watched as a youngster, or do you look up to? Oh, look, even Tony Ellis has put that up. Who were your main inspirations?
So obviously, definitely Amir Khan.
Mhm.
Like I remember, because like my whole family used to watch his fights. You know, his
Yeah,
early fights and
yeah.
stuff. Like the whole family used to get together and watch it. And I was like, I used to get like gassed by. I was like, you know what?
Mm.
Maybe one day I could do something like this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
because the whole family literally would like sit together, get food and whatever, and watch it. And so Amir Khan definitely. Muhammad Ali,
yeah.
I love his character. Do you know what I mean? Like he was somebody that didn't shy away from being real. Do you know what I mean? And
Mm,
that's one thing I've always done. Like
definitely.
I'm just straight up. You know,
Mhm.
whatever is in my heart, I speak it. Um, so Muhammad Ali, and then fighters I like watching. Roy Jones,
Mhm.
Prince Nassim,
Okay.
uh, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Um, and but right now I'd say Terence Crawford is someone I
Mhm.
like watching.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
I'd
quite
say
a few
inspiration
different
wise
ones.
Amir Khan and Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, definitely, they're definitely good choices.
yeah,
So in terms of your following, then, so we said that you're from Peterborough. You have a huge following, loads of supporters from there. Do you get stopped in the street? Do people recognize you around there? Do a lot of people know you? Yeah.
yeah, all the time. Like
Yeah.
crazy, honestly, it's crazy. Like um, for years I've been doing boxing for years. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And people knew me, like people like from my year group or like friends and stuff, friends of friends and stuff like that. They knew me,
Mhm.
but when I signed my pro um, contract, literally my name just blew up overnight. Literally the
Wow.
whole of Peterborough, and like the next day I walked out, like everyone was stopping me.
Oh, really?
It's crazy. Like even till this day, like I get from young kids, literally young kids, that
Mhm.
I'll be jogging and young kids be hanging about or whatever, and they'd be like, SMG, SMG, and they'll
Oh,
start running behind me. And do you know what I mean? Like,
like
honestly, I get,
like the Rocky movie when you have
yeah,
like everyone.
literally. I wish, you know what? I'd be knackered in it because I'd be running, yeah. But I wish I could just kind of record it because it's just
Yeah.
crazy, like the
Oh,
way like
wow.
everyone is, and when I'm jogging or whatever, and people be horning all the time, and do you know what I mean?
No.
Like thumbs up through the windows, and it's, as I said, it's from like the youngsters to even the
Mhm.
older lot. You know, like when I go to the mosque and that, you know, people recognize me and they'll be like, "Oh, you know, you're doing good for the
Yeah.
community. Like, it's good to
Oh.
see someone, you know, doing something positive and like it'll, you know, motivate other kids." So,
Mm.
um, so yeah, literally everywhere. Like even if I'm eating somewhere in Peterborough, it's
Yeah.
happened so many times, and I feel bad, you know. But
Oh.
if I'm eating or something, like someone will recognize me, they'll say hello, whatever, and then they'll pay without me realizing. Do you know what I mean? They'll
Really?
pay
Oh
for my
my
food, yeah,
gosh.
and then when I go
Wow.
to pay for the bill, they're like, yeah, it's already been paid for.
Oh,
Like it's
that's so
happened all the
nice.
time. Like whenever I eat outside, eat outdoors, like it's every single time it's happened. Like,
Wow.
and yeah, I just get a lot of love from the city. Like,
Yeah.
actually,
How does
yeah,
that make you feel then, with so many people behind you, backing you? How does that make you feel? Does it give you more confidence and
it's it's really motivating. Like it's because how do I say it?
I think you cut out for a second there, but
As I said, like boxing, yeah, as I said, like boxing is a tough sport as it is, and
mm,
having people like genuinely like supporting you, it makes it like worth it. Do you know what I mean? Like all the
mm,
hard work and everything, like it makes it worth it. And knowing that a lot of young kids look up to me, you know, um, that's a good thing, you know, because no matter what they do, anything,
mm,
now they believe like you come from the ends,
yeah.
you could, you know, make it. And by the way, I'm from like the ends in Peterborough. Do you know what I mean? So like that's why a lot of people take to me.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm just a normal guy that's just worked hard, and that's why I'm here. You know what I mean?
So, Bakaya Saka's asking, who would you say has a similar fighting style to you?
I'm a switch hitter, so I'll fight in both stances. I've got power in both hands. I've got speed, so I'd probably say like I don't want to I don't want to say like a fighter's name. Do you get me? Like trying to say
Yeah.
I'm that guy and I'm SMG. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I'd say like I like watching like Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Because obviously he's a switch hitter too. So yeah, my style altogether is like switch hitting and like, aggressive, but I can box as well. Do you know what I mean? So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And on top of your loyal supporters, you also have a lot of sponsors as well. So like you mentioned their names quite a lot. I don't know whether you remember all of them to mention all of them now, but do you have them at the top of your head, or do you have to carry around something to remember? Because there's quite a few, aren't there, that sponsor you?
Yeah, so my full-time sponsor, I've got a full-time sponsor. It's Peterborough Cars.
Right.
It's a taxi firm in Peterborough. They've literally, because I had a part-time job when I was like 17, 18,
Oh, okay.
and I was one of their, what's it called, operators.
Oh, really?
Yeah, giving the jobs out and that. So
Nice.
I literally worked there for like a year as a part-time job. Literally, it was wicked. And then obviously I turned pro and whatever, and these guys have literally been with me since day one. Like they've literally been with me, supporting me since day one. So they started full-time sponsoring me as soon as I turned pro, and even through like the lockdown. So the whole of 2020, 2021, I didn't get to fight. Do you know what I mean? Because of Corona and that,
Yeah.
and they supported me. They never left my side. Literally kept paying the sponsorship every month, and these guys are genuine good people. Like
Oh.
I've like obviously like inshallah when I make money or whatever, I'll be gifting them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like honestly, without these guys, I don't think I'd be able to be doing what I'm doing today. Literally, because they've never left me. Like they've been loyal to the bone. Like literally stayed with me throughout everything, and
Yeah.
even they like for example, we've got Sunny, we've got Mr. Singh, and we've got Nav, and all three of them are wicked. And for example, Sonny, he'll message me like, "Oh, do you need any extra money, or do you need this? Do you need that?" Like, you don't get these type of
Oh.
people. Do you know what I mean? So, I've got a lot of love for them. So that's Peterborough
Yeah.
Cars. So if anyone's ever in Peterborough, you know how to use Peterborough Cars. Mention my name, you might get a discount. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
amazing. To have that support is just it's great, isn't it?
yeah, 100%. And like for each fight, I normally get sponsors that join for the fight.
Right, okay.
And for this fight, I've got Chaiwala in Peterborough.
Oh, have you?
You know
Nice.
what Chaiwala is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked, yeah, Chaiwala. I miss a Chaiwala. But so, like, after my fight, I'm gonna get a Chaiwala. Yeah, Chaiwala is wicked. They're sponsoring me for this fight, and also one of my mates has got a car garage, Thorny Motors.
Okay.
So he'll be also sponsoring me for this fight.
Nice. And you spoke about like over COVID period, and I know you've had quite a lot of fights that have then been cancelled or just haven't happened. That's happened a few times to you now, I think. How do you deal with that? Because obviously you're going through training, you're doing the whole camp, and then it just gets cancelled or it doesn't happen. How do you deal with those?
Yeah. So last year, at the beginning of the year, I had a little slight injury, so I wasn't able to fight and whatever. And then I had Ramadan,
Yeah.
and then I came back into camp, and I was supposed to fight in June, and that got cancelled because there were some issues with the show. And literally, like it was like a week and a half before, and the fight got cancelled. And then they moved it to July. Then I got a show in July, and then that got cancelled 2 weeks before. Then I had a show in August. That got cancelled. then I was supposed to fight in November the 18th, and I literally got COVID,
Mm.
and it was quite bad. So obviously I got pulled out of that fight. So I literally the whole of 2023 I was
Yeah.
in camp, but zero fights.
Wow.
Literally zero fights, and it was a hard time because I spend a lot of money on trains, going to train
Mm.
in London. So, and the traveling, like I do a lot
Yeah.
of traveling to get there, and obviously making weight,
Yeah.
spending money on nutrition and doing it the right way and stuff, and for the fights just to get cancelled. Do you know what I mean? It's just at the time I was just like I don't even know how to describe it. I was like pissed off, angry.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's made me mentally stronger. Like
Hmm.
literally made me mentally stronger. Like, now I feel like um, if something happens, I'm just like, you know what? How can I get over it, and how can I keep moving forward? Do you know what I mean? So it's
Mm.
definitely grew me mentally.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, there's always a reason for these things, isn't it? And we don't always know what it is, but when we look back, we go, "Oh, actually, maybe that was the best thing for me at the time," and we just
Yeah.
don't know it. So now you're training at Brixton Gym in South London. You travel 2 hours to get there. How long does it take
Yeah,
you?
actually, you know what? It's not that bad. So it's like 50 minutes to King's Cross, and then like 15 minutes on the underground.
Okay,
So it's
so kind of
about,
just over an hour.
yeah, just over an hour
Yeah,
each way.
each way.
Not too bad, yeah. And it's a fast train, so
Okay.
yeah, it's comfortable too. So it's not too bad.
Okay, so that's good. How did
But
you
train
find
companies, if
out
you're
about
listening to
it though?
this, train companies, if you're listening to this, drop me a sponsor.
Yeah,
Um,
you pay enough for the tickets, obviously.
exactly, exactly.
Every single day, all right, for 5 days a week.
Yeah, Monday to Friday, because obviously my
Yeah,
coaches like me being in camp every day. So
yeah.
yeah, literally travel every day.
So tell me, how did you come across Brixton Gym and why did you pick them to? Because obviously you have to go a long distance to get
Mm.
there. So there's obviously something special about them that you liked. What was it that drew you to them?
So I had a few options on the table, and obviously I went and met all the coaches and stuff. And I remember coming to Bobby and Connor,
Hmm.
and I don't know, it just clicked. Kind of
Hmm.
just clicked. I was just like, you know what? I had a good feeling, like I've always had something inside me where I could just tell like something's good for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I I just get like literally we met, and it just felt like I'm at home. Like it just felt like,
Oh.
you know what? I know these guys, and
Mm.
they were very welcoming, and on top of that, like the way they train, like they're hungry. Like, I could
Right.
tell these lot are hungry, and they want
Okay.
to create champions. They don't care about money and all this stuff. They
Mm.
care about creating a champion. Do you know what I mean? And
Right.
I was like, you know what? These are the ones.
These are
So
the guys.
yeah, definitely.
Um, what is it about their training that you like so much? Like apart from them being hungry in terms of their technique of training you, what is it about that side of things that you like?
As I said, like they cater to each fighter.
Hmm.
So it's not like they teach one style. Do you know what I mean? They
Okay.
cater to your ability. So,
Hmm.
for example, I'm a switch hitter. So
Hmm.
let's switch up my training so I could work on that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of like doing just one style of boxing and just
Right.
trying to push that on you,
Yeah.
they kind of let me be me, but they like tune it. Do you get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And also like everything's calculated and written down, and
Hmm.
to get me all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I'd say, like literally. And as I said, they're hungry, and we're all hungry, and as a team, you know we're gonna go places.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So you're training obviously with Ollie Edwards,
Mm.
who's 9-0, Isaac Chamberlain, who's obviously British and Commonwealth champion, and our elite amateur Viv Parsons. What's the atmosphere like in the gym when you guys are all training together?
So our gym's actually got a really good vibe. Like
Hmm.
honestly, everyone gets along with each other. No one's got an ego. no one's fake. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
everyone just gets along. Like we'll have a good laugh. And yeah, it's just a wicked place to be because, as I said, like boxing's hard as it is, and having people that are, you know, good people. Do you know what I mean? Good
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
like people that ain't got egos and they just come there, push each other, train hard. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm slacking a bit, one of them be like, "Yo, what you doing?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vice versa, So it's really good, man. It's really good. The atmosphere and the whole team is just couldn't ask for better.
That's so nice. Do you pick up different like styles or techniques from the other pro boxers that you train with, or is it that you have your own and you just kind of work on that?
Yeah, so for example, like Isaac, he's always like watching over me.
Mm-hmm.
He's always giving me tips and stuff like that. So whenever I'm sparring or just hitting the bag or pads or whatever, he's always like dropping something in. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So yeah, every time like he's always watching over me, like older brother kind of thing, and tells me new things and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And then obviously leading up to like fights, how are people in the gym? Do your trainers, do Bobby and Connor get really serious like leading up to a fight, or are they still like quite chill, just really focused? They're always focused, but do they change at all leading up to a fight?
Not really, because when it comes to training, we take it serious. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, even though the gym's atmosphere is good and whatever, when it comes to training, we train. We train
Right.
hard and train proper. Um, but in terms of them changing, nah, they're literally, yeah, the whole way through camp.
Yeah.
They are strict, like, they don't let me mess around. Like, they are strict, like, they make sure I'm on weight, they'll make
Mhm.
sure I'm doing my running,
Yeah.
and they'll make sure everything's good. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're strict, but they're nice. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So there's a good balance there, yeah.
Good balance. Yeah, that's what you want,
Yeah.
isn't it? You want them to keep you on point at the end of the day. You're going to be going
100%.
into a fight. So
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Paloma's music, thank you so much for joining. SMG, what's your preferred ring walk music?
So I like Meek Mill, I'm a Boss.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one song that really like pumps me up and gets me going. And that was on my first fight. I used that song, so yeah, that's definitely gone down as a legendary song for me.
Yeah, a lot of your supporters, they come with the doll. They do
Oh yeah,
that. Yeah, I love that. I love that they do that because it just brings such energy to to the venue. I just, yeah, love hearing that.
yeah, literally like my supporters. Like honestly, I got so much love for them because they're just so passionate. Literally, like so passionate. Every punch they'll make noise. Like
Yeah,
every
yeah,
bro, they're just passionate fan supporters. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah.
No, that's really cool. In previous interviews that I've watched of yours, you've been quite disappointed when you haven't stopped your opponent. So you're always looking for the knockout. Why do you feel that you've underachieved if you don't get a knockout? What is it about that makes you feel not quite so happy?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I just look like everyone wants a knockout. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone wants to see knockouts and stuff like that, and I know I've got the power for it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, like I just like knocking people out. That's what I do. I'll be honest with you. I just like people out. So growing like as I get older, like I'm not disappointed like with the points, but yeah, I just like knocking people out. That's the best
Yeah.
way to explain. Yeah.
Bakaya Saka's asking, who would you want to fight down the line?
Anyone. Like I'm
Yeah.
not scared to fight anyone. I'd never duck anyone.
Okay.
Whatever, literally, whoever comes in my way,
Yeah. You're
literally,
ready for
whoever
anyone.
comes it, I'm ready. Literally,
Perfect.
like I leave that to my manager and my coaches. Whoever they pick, I'm ready. That's not.
Okay. Cool. And your next fight is this Saturday, 27th of January at York Hall.
Yes.
So when you have fights, do you study your opponent beforehand, or do you kind of leave that stuff to your coach to deal with?
So me and the coaches, we kind of, watch fights and stuff like that, and then we go over like a game plan and stuff like that. But yeah, my coaches and myself, we just watch a
Do
bit.
it both.
Yeah.
Cool. And the guy you're fighting is Sanchez. So
Yeah.
he's had over 80 fights.
Yeah.
He's won 30 of them and 22 by knockout. And he's had 49 losses. So he's obviously an experienced fighter. What have you seen of his strengths that you think you're going to need to watch out for in the night?
He's a durable fighter and whatever, but where I want to get to in professional boxing, I've got to be able to take these people out, and beat them easily and convincingly. So I just think he's just another step. The main thing is that I never overlook anyone or anything like that. I'll train hard, I train hard for every single fight. But he's just another step.
Yeah.
Just another step.
So wherever he brings, you think you're going to have
Whatever
something
he
to
brings,
counter
I'll
it?
have.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So apart from your switching, which you said that you do, what's your other things that can make you an awkward opponent for people to fight?
I've got fast hands.
Yeah.
Well, fast hands. I've got power in both hands. So yeah, and I've got good footwork.
Yeah.
I don't want to gas myself, but you could ask my coaches, and there's.
Yeah, we'll ask Bobby and Connor next time we see them. So do you still have some tickets available, and how can our viewers get their hands on your tickets to come see you this Saturday?
Yeah, I've still got tickets available. Not many left, but you could just contact me on Insta, the Real SMG1, or you could contact my coaches. They've got tickets at the gym.
Okay.
So yeah.
Bricks and Gym, perfect.
Yeah.
So I always like to ask people about their faith, just because I'm so much into mine, and I know that you are also into yours as well. So why do you think that so many Muslims are so happy to talk about their faith? Because I find that a lot with a lot of Muslims. They're really, really happy to talk about their faith. They want to talk about it all the time. So why is that about the Muslims that want to do that?
I think it's because I'm not saying no one else is, but we're really passionate about Allah and our religion, and it's something that's always with us because we pray 5 times a day, we try, and me personally, like, Allah's always in my mind because when I'm training and it's getting hard, I'll read a dua whilst I'm training. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, like, I just feel like God's always watching, God's always with you. I'm far from perfect, but yeah, it's an important thing. Like, honestly, like, even going into the ring, knowing that God's with me, gives me that extra push, But yeah, Islam means a lot. Literally means a lot. Yeah, it's what, boxing and Islam's got a lot in common in terms of lifestyle. Because boxing keeps you away from like partying and drinking and other stuff, and same with Islam. Do you know what I mean? So they go hand in hand in ways. But yeah, I'd definitely say like it plays a big role in my boxing and my overall like life. So
absolutely. And you've said previously, obviously, you want to become a world champion. What drives you to succeed? Inshallah, you will be one day. But yeah.
A lot of things. A promise that I made to myself years ago. Making everyone that actually believes in me, I want to make them proud. I want a good life. So yeah, many things. There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And inshallah, I want to get to a place where I could help people that need help. With the fame and everything comes money, power, and I want to use it in the right way. Like,
Yeah.
help people from all backgrounds. You know what I mean? They don't have to be just Muslims. Like everyone.
Yeah.
Because as a Muslim, Allah teaches help everyone. It doesn't matter about skin color. It doesn't matter about religion.
100%.
You respect everyone and you help everyone. Do you know what I mean? If you can. So
Yeah.
that's something I'd like to do. Definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's brilliant, and that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining. How can people follow your journey? What's your social media handle? I know you mentioned it before. If you could just repeat that again so people can follow you. Is it just on Instagram that you are, or you're on other social media as well?
Yeah, so I mainly use my Insta and also Snapchat. I've got a Snapchat, so I've got a Facebook, but that's just I don't really use it. But yeah, my Insta is the real SMG1, and my Snapchat is the real SMG.
Okay. And Facebook you don't use. So all the best for Saturday. Inshallah you come back with the win, and we will speak to you soon. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. I stop my scar.